Canadian firm known as Stevia Life Limited is growing a rare stevia plant on 1,000 hectares following an agreement signed between the firm and the Rwandan government. On today's episode, we're going to be analyzing the growth of this firm and what stevia sweeteners really all about. My name is Diana Iriza and welcome to Business Digest. Now, the stevia plant is a high-quality crop grown on ideal conditions in Rwanda. The total production yields are sold to the world's largest crop refiners and distributors. Have a look at the story.
In January 2015, a Canadian firm, Stevia Life Limited, acquired license to grow the rare stevia plant on 1,000 hectares following an agreement signed between the company and the government of Rwanda. Under the agreement, the plan was to set up a stevia crude extraction plant worth $3 million by mid-2016 and has now built a $10 million plant that processes refined stevia for export to countries such as Uruguay and China. Exports of products from stevia crude extraction factory alone rake in $140 million per year. Bruce, thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you and welcome.
Now, can you briefly take us through the entire production process of the stevia sweeteners?
Yeah, I can start from as a crop. Stevia, it's a perennial plant which is propagated through nursery from seedlings, and after its planting on the plantation, it's 3 months and you harvest every quarter. You get 2 tons a hectare. You harvest fresh leaf, you dry it, you compress it, and for now we are just shipping compressed leaves.
Great. Now, you mentioned that monthly you export the stevia dry leaves to China. How come there's very little market for the leaves and the products of stevia here in Rwanda?
Stevia, in the beginning, it's a native from South America and have been used for many years in Asia and South America. It's just brand new in Europe and USA and now in Africa. That's how the big market is now in China, and also the cost of the stevia product is still a little bit high compared to the living standard of Rwanda.
And for our viewers out there who do not know the importance and health benefits of these products, what would you say to them?
Stevia, it's a natural sweetener which doesn't have a calorie, which make it one of the best natural sweetener in the world. It's not chemical, it's just natural. As you can see, we are talking about leaves which being transported in powder or in the liquid form. So it's good for diabetics, it's good for people who want to go on a diet just to reduce their calories. It have some antibiotic content in their compound, which make it better for also the immune system of the body.
Would you recommend any other company or fellow Rwandans to take up this kind of business?
Yeah, based on what we have been doing for the last seven years here, we are now ready to recommend people to come and we show them how they can farm it, and it's really a profitable business for a company, for the country, for the farmers, for the employees.
Now, being the only company in Rwanda carrying out such a unique business and an agricultural project, what kind of obstacles do you face?
Yeah, for now, like the biggest obstacles was it's always 2 voices always better than one. That's one. And also, I will not say that we're not that alone because we are working closer with the government. They're supporting us in many ways. But we need to. There is a huge market available globally, which really, and the quality of stevia leaves in Rwanda have been shown that it have a good quality. So we are trying to get as many farmers, private companies to be involved in, so we can get enough volume to build our own extraction and refinery factory. We have 240 permanent employees. We have between 100 to 150 casuals coming here every month. So we are just from the employment, and also we are teaching some modern agriculture practices to even to the neighbor farmers, which is a game changer. Like employees here can be able to get loans from SACCO, where we pay them through SACCO cooperative, and people are being able to pay school fees, medical insurance, all those stuff. And also the good story is like they're also employing people in their own farm.
Stevia plantations in Rwanda are currently in Rulindo, Nyanza, Kirehe, Nyaruguru and Bugesera districts and has currently created more than 100 permanent jobs locally. Growing of the crop has gained momentum thanks to mobilizing farmers to cultivate this new crop whose benefits some people were not aware of. The firm works closely with the population by showing them the benefits of growing the plant.
Now, the stevia plant contains several sweet tasting compounds known as stevioglycoside that is known to be 300 times as sweet as sugar. Here we are at the Shirongi 75 hectare of Stevia Life plantation.
Natangiye kano kazi nyubaka urugo ntazi kwizigamira ntanihaza mbese nta kwiteza imbere. Noneho ngeze mu kazi mbasha kumenya kuzigama nkitangira mitiweli kandi nkayitangira ku gihe mbese mbasha kuba nafata inguzanyo. Ubu ngubu nshobora gufata inguzanyo kandi nkayishyura kubera ko narangije kumenya ikiza cyo kuzigama.
Sinakajemo ndi umukobwa aribwo nkirangiza ndi umushomeri, ni ukuvuga ngo byampaye kubona akazi nkoramo hano niteza imbere mbasha no kubaka urugo ndimo hano muri aka kazi. Rero nageze kuri byinshi kubera kano kazi kuko amafaranga mbasha kubonamo hano amfasha kubasha kwizigamira nkabasha kwiteza imbere mu rugo nkabasha no gukemura ibindi bibazo byose umuntu abasha guhura nabyo.
Advertising firms in Rwanda are struggling to stay afloat as the capital's Kigali City Council rejects their plea to accept both analog and digital billboards in the market. The city's revised advertisement rules saw all analog billboards belonging to over 15 advertising firms pulled down in November 2016 to pave the way for the tender that would see digital ones installed. Business Digest spoke with Jean Damour Gunguko, engineer from the Kigali City Council, to explain the progress of the implementation of the digital billboards.
The initiative of banning the traditional billboards and any sort of advertisement media was banned due to the issue that they were not conforming with the City Council instructions. There are these City Council instructions that are governing how the advertisement work should be done in the city of Kigali, but of course with the beautification of the city and the cleanliness of the city of Kigali. And this is the activity that has started in 2016. We don't have any more complaint up to now. So the city have worked with the billboards owners, the traditional billboards owners, and then amicably they settled the issue. That is from 2016 up to now. I think we don't face the same problem now. So it's over. In terms of complaints, the new project now of digitalizing the work of advertisement, the city of Kigali, first of all, based on the official gazette of, that is official gazette number 42 of 2016, that came about how people should advertise in the city of Kigali with 3 types of advertisement. With the first advertisement billboard type that is called the digital billboards, and that is how the city now gave an open tender to all the public to come and compete for the work of advertising in the city of Kigali. That is in 2017, starting 2017. 3 companies won the tenders, and these are IN Media, XCIT, and then MK Outdoor. So with those companies, people can be able now to advertise. Whenever you want to advertise, you want to come to the city of Kigali or to any district or even the sector, or maybe you go straight to the company that does advertisement, the 3 of the companies.
The revised Kigali City advertising rules only allows digital billboards, tri-vision billboards, and directional billboards.
The city of Kigali has done this advertisement management through a PPP. It's a kind of having the advertisement managers coming and then set up infrastructures and then getting money from the advertisement work. We don't separate a certain budget for the advertisement. We only separate budget for the signposts, for the road safety, and then for the posts, just for signaling.
All right. During a press conference with the Minister of Trade and Industry this Monday, Minister Soraya Hakuziyaremye explained that Rwanda joining the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development is of great benefit to the country. Rwanda joined the organization in May this year, which makes it the 55th country to join.
In addition to mismanagement cases that we see in many of startup or industries that are starting in agro-processing, there's also issues of planning, the business plans that are established before setting up the industry. This is one thing that we will work with the private sectors and industrialists to make sure that, be it Minicom or BDF, can work with them at the start to establish viable business plans, but also making sure that the plant managers or owners are equipped with the business skills needed to run a factory. We have cases where people who are either in import or trading of food or agro-processed products may think that by trading you can move on to running a factory, which is never the case. A second reason that we've seen as well is that we have to put more efforts in coordinating the actions of reviving industries. We've been working closely with Minagri and Minecofin on the revival of Kinazi cassava plant, for instance. We're looking at how to revive Gitare mills in Nyamagabe. These are a few examples. And a third reason as well is the advocacy we've been having on especially maize flour processors.
On local trade, the minister said that some traders had taken advantage of this and had skyrocketed some of the prices, which included Simerwa cement, among others. To date, the cement factory satisfies the citizen with this at a rate of 60%. The government plans to sell its shares to grow the industry.
Simerwa and the plan to offload shares, as had been communicated, government has put the shares on sale with the help of Minecofin and RDB. There are now ongoing discussions, one with the other shareholder, whether they can buy those shares, and if not, because they have a right to either accept the offer or not, to look for another private investor to take over those shares. So this is where the status is now, and it's still ongoing. On the projects which are consuming cement for the time being, and this I will give it with the data on local demand and imports. As you know, for the time being, the local production of cement cannot satisfy local demand. We are at 60% of local, meaning 60% of local demand is what can be satisfied by the local producers. And with the new cement factory being built in Musanze now, we're hoping that we can satisfy the market by the end of 2020. In the meantime, we have big construction projects, one of them being the Bugesera Airport, for which we have to make sure that the consumed cement locally, or the sourcing of cement, can be done through imports, as we're not yet satisfying the local demand, which is what we try to have our importers work with any markets where we have cement, especially in the region, be it ESC or COMESA, so that we can satisfy the market. And we've been engaging Simerwa as well to make sure that they're working at the capacity they're at now. They're not yet at 100%, but in their plans by next year they should be at 80%.
On today's segment of Market Trends, we'll be looking at Consumer Price Index of the month of May 2019. The Urban CPI will be the focus of the publication as it is the headline index for monetary policy purposes. The Urban CPI was stable on annual basis and increased by 0.9% on monthly basis. The annual average rate between May 2019 and May 2018 was 1.0%. The rural CPI decreased by 0.7% on annual basis and increased by 0.8% on monthly basis. The overall Rwanda CPI decreased by 0.8% on annual basis and increased by 0.8% on monthly basis. The Urban CPI is calculated based on approximately 1,622 products in 12 urban centers of Rwanda. The Urban CPI was stable in May 2018 compared to the same month of 2018. Food and non-alcoholic beverages and housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels decreased by 3.0% and 1.3% respectively, while transport increased by 3.5%. The underlying inflation rate, excluding fresh food and energy, increased by 0.3% compared to April 2019 and increased by 1.5% when compared to May 2018. The underlying inflation rate, excluding fresh food and energy, increased by 0.3% compared to April 2019 and increased by 1.5% when compared to May 2018. The annual average inflation rate between May 2019 and May 2018 is 1.0%. The annual average underlying inflation rate is 1.5%.
Now that's all we had for you on today's segment. Before we sign out, I want to give a big thanks to our sponsors, Bank of Kigali. My name is Dana Iriza, and I'll see you all next week.